can't think of any institution, school in Trinidad where I could feel like, oh my God, I love my peers.
Yeah, no, it's funny, isn't it?
It's such a rare experience.
Expanding the sense of the possible, expanding what community is, and looking outwards.
Before, my only focus was in the body. Dance, 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 and don't stop and thinking. And now I do all at the same time. Find the reflection in the movement as well.
There's a space to dive into these conversations and learn about your own practice through discovery, discussion, and an open dialogue with the students and the staff on the course.
It connected me with many artists and activists from around the world, inspiring me to continue dancing with my community and highlighting the importance of this persistence.
The students who study on this course bring people together to make dance happen. They make performances, films, workshops, events and protests. And of course, every protest is a choreography of physical encounter in space and time.
So the beauty of PCA is that the learners and the teachers come from different parts of the world. They come from different contexts, they come from different histories, backgrounds, and they come together to be able to negotiate all of these in this learning space.
So the students on PCA come to us with a practice already, that this might be quite established or it might be really new, but all of them have something that they really want to grow. And they want to do that in a way that is supported and networked with other people who share similar values and concerns.
It is a visionary, multicultural course that encourages us to look ahead, proposing connections through dance that go far beyond the bubble of the arts.
The way that we are modelling working together and kind of visioning really and exploring how do we want to be together in the studio and in this practice that works with diverse communities and people and contexts can create a kind of microcosm or mirror of how we might like to see the world operating.
I have to say I was apprehensive initially, but it has been so warm. It has been just such an amazing cohort to be a part of, because there's just immense amount of love, I feel, and kindness for each other, and constantly, which is, I feel, reiterated by the facilitators as to what this space means, and it's really safe to kind of come into it, and I feel really held, you know, like it's been a container of, you know, joy and connection.
Students are not asked to relocate their practice to London. They work embedded in the communities where they live. For this reason, much of the delivery of the course is online. That said, we understand the importance of embodied encounter. The course has 2 intensive residencies in London where students come together, each time for 2 weeks.
The first residency is really about learning from this amazing, diverse group of students who've come from all around the world, learning from the practices of the diverse curatorial team.
I'm coming from a place of a lot of energy, and I feel like I need the kind of energy that I'm getting back here now that is slowing everything down, allowing me to process in details how I am feeling and how that is in response to the work that I want to do.
The first unit on the course is about opening the fields. The students meet the practice of many different artists, thinkers, activists in many different contexts in the world. And through meeting this wide variety of thinking and practice, they can locate their own practice more precisely.
I experienced a big expansion of my own practice by taking all of the examples and models that we learned from the residency, gaining insight into what communities can look like, what activism can look like, and situating it in the communities that I'm a part of.
Another central component is the placement, where the students situate themselves or locate themselves in the practice of another artist or an organization.
On my placement, I got to be inside the choreographic process of taking a piece into the public, where so many people could encounter work, and I got to find out the ins and outs about that.
Unit 2 is about moving into action. Students select what is relevant for their work, and they apply their learning in the facilitation of co-creative processes in different contexts. They do this in London, in an international exchange online with one of their peers, and in their own communities of practice.
For me, the one moment where I've really seen students transform quite radically is when they're setting up this international collaboration between each other, where they're meant to come together and negotiate and look at what is common in their practices and what is different. And I feel like in that negotiation between what is my context and what is yours, and how do I understand your context and how do I work across difference, I have seen some really big shifts happen in the way that they think about their own practice.
I think leading up to the international collaboration, I would have been working very much in silos with my own community in Trinidad and Tobago, and I would have never worked with an international peer or project before.
I think there was like nervousness about it, but finding a structure that held both of our kind of groups and both of our practices really made the experience very rich and sort of gave us that stability from which to experiment from.
In Unit 3, each student plans and delivers a graduation project in their own country, a project which follows an element that they have refined throughout the course and brings it into being. This project is co-created with their community of practice and supported by a mentor.
For the mentoring, it has been really important for me to have somebody at my side, Katrin, who's able to be a critical friend for me, so to really also ask sometimes difficult questions or to give me another perspective, to have someone at my side who's really able to hold this process together, which feels so open, but at the same time very profound and concrete.
So the course culminates in a symposium, which is a really celebratory moment, but it's also one in which the students get to share and communicate their research findings from their final project, which is a place and a time to bring together different artists, researchers, people who are engaged in similar questions, and to really make it visible what we've been doing here.
I think what's been really incredible is that one can draw from a theoretical framework and see it really come alive in the course of what we do.
I feel like I came with this backpack of experience and a lot of things that I was interested in, and somehow this course is pointing me towards where I really want to go.
This final moment of the course was very transformative for me, as I was able to perceive my growth as a person, as an artist, and value my work in the process.
This is a course written and delivered by practitioners. It's designed so students can work while they're studying or while they're caring. There's a part-time route for those students whose ongoing careers or perhaps access needs mean taking 2 years to complete the programme is appropriate for them. We offer 2 full scholarships covering the course fees for students living and working in a country of the Global South. Students leave this course with an international network of people engaged in similar work. They've deepened and expanded their practice. Most importantly, they're already doing their work in their community.
I will leave with a great sense of solidarity and friendship, along with a rigor to be part of some sort of a change, as small or big as that might sound.
The course was transformational. My facilitation skills have increased immensely, but I think ultimately it also made me a better leader. I'm much more able to create work, which I think will have a lasting legacy.
The thing that I've really benefited from this course is understanding different examples of what connection can look like, both with my cohort, with their communities, with my community.
The greatest thing is that I am in the same place with people from India, from Nigeria, from Canada, from South Korea. This is so special, having people around that have the same goal, like wanting to change the world. Yeah, this is special.
I gained a lot of trust in the very specific and local situated knowledge of the people I'm surrounded with, and that I feel that this context is really giving me another perspective to how we can then combine what is in the daily life and in the knowledge of the people in my context here, but also in the professional, more academic context.